We are blessed. George, it's a privilege to be here. First of all, hello, Ghana. Hello, George. It's been, what, so many years since I've been in the studios of Joy FM. And then I walk in here and I'm seeing the likes of mentors that mentored me
Yeah.
and brought me to the level that I needed to be to move on to the next stage. The likes of Tommy and Forson, the likes of Ken. Ken, it's so good to see you. I'm sorry I couldn't, you know. Um, I used to be here. I used to be on a graveyard shift,
Yeah.
just making my way up the ladder. It's good to be home. It's good to be a part of this. And George, I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you.
You almost don't sound. Do you still speak Ga?
Tan ma chake mi e, ba no chake mi. The good thing about being out is being a kebale tree. It's me kind of tree. So some banner crying, so I'm not kind of crying. Oh,
No, I'm sure it is still you.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
wanted to be sure.
I'm still here.
I just wanted to be sure it is still you. What have you been up to? Listen, I don't even want to ask questions. You have been in the news and out of the news and back in the news. And I'm seeing you in some zombie movies and stuff like that across the globe. I mean, walk us through the last decade of your life. And first of my deepest condolences on the loss of your father.
Thank you so much, George. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's funny. I believe Ken can relate. My dad literally took me and said, "Ken, make sure he does good in the world."
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
His father was great. I worked with him on the cinematograph board.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
For
right.
so many
so many
years.
years.
So many years,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great man.
Very, very great man.
Well, speaking of my dad, and I have said it on a few platforms, that my dad always said, Nyanto, you have to be a part of something greater than yourself. And if I was to remember him today or honor him in any way, then that is kind of what I'm doing, which is just reaching for the sky and the most coveted platforms and the most competitive platforms where I can not only shine, but impact and influence the world. Quick one, though. Congratulations to you, Sadiq. If I don't say it, it's not me, because
Yeah.
another award down. I mean, that was, I think, my first hello to Ghana. So I just want to say
Yeah.
congratulations. Nice one on the three.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Solid.
much.
Sadiq is a solid guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Indeed.
Baba.
Yeah.
Maba.
Yeah.
George, the last 10 years of my life have been interesting, but what they've been more than anything is, they've highlighted growth. And maybe 10 years ago, if you said that I was going to go through the things that I did or have, I probably would, I'd be like, what are you talking about? But the experience has taught me that sometimes you go through things not for yourself. Sometimes a testimony is for somebody else who may not be able to handle it, and you need to go through it so you can talk to them. And you know what? One of the prayers I pray every day is, God, use me. God, use me. And sometimes that prayer comes with certain responsibilities. So it's okay. I'm still here, and a very big part of what I want to do with this platform is continue to inspire people and continue to be, a beacon of light, a beacon of hope, to keep banging it into people's heads that Ghana can be on the map. It's such a pleasure to come home to the great music that has grown over the past, maybe 5-6 years. Our film industry, I've also said, I feel has and holds a lot of hope. A lot of things went down during the pandemic, and I said that also recently. But the way forward is looking bright. And the last decade has taught me that it is all about the future. A lot of people end up living in the memory of their past. And it's really important to live in imagination. Einstein did say that, imagination are a preview of things to come. If you want change, if you want a future, if you're a man of vision or a woman of vision, then you truly have to understand that you have to stop living not in the past, but in the future. Wherever and whatever you want is possible.
That's very interesting. I like that. And that's quite inspirational. And I know there are a lot of people that are listening, that are watching, that says, okay, this is the guy I've always wanted to be like. That's Chris Atto. Mommy, look, it's Chris Atto. And Chris is saying the last decade and the things that I've been through have made me a better person. I don't know if you'd want to share some of these things, but I am very much interested in, look, you're looking for Chris Atto now, and you cannot say, oh, Chris Atto, that Ghanaian actor, is now Chris Atto, the Hollywood actor. But Chris Atto went through a journey. Once upon a time, Chris Atto was in Ghana. Then Chris Atto was in Nigeria. He even married Nigeria at some point. And then Chris Atto was in the States. And Chris Atto is here. Chris Atto is there. You have mentioned it yourself that some of the things you have been through. What are some of these things? And I don't just want to hear the painful or the difficult ones. We want to hear the good ones, the education, the growth ones as well. But let us hear you so we can get more inspired.
Well, you know what? First of all, if you are a person who believes that you are out here and you have a purpose, then you're already on the path.
Exactly.
And I've also often said, if you make it past 40,000 sperm and you are here, then you have a purpose. You have something to offer the world, something to offer the world that only you can take care of, some problem that only you can solve because it's you. And what I want to also say is people shouldn't stop dreaming. Don't stop dreaming. The sky is your limit. And to get there, it's not going to happen just like that. It's a journey. It almost feels like yesterday when I sat in the studio and Uncle Ken here is telling me which knobs to put down
push.
and so on and so forth. And, you're just going up. And what I can say is, listen, if you are going to chase your dreams, in fact, don't chase them, manifest them. But if you're manifesting them, then you have to remember that consistency and rejection go together. It's like you said, don't just share on the painful things, but the painful things help you appreciate the beautiful things. My journey, especially when I left the shores of Ghana for the U.S., wasn't anything too different. I've always believed that in order to shine and in order to impact the world, you cannot do it from just one stage, and you cannot do it from the smallest stage. Jesus left his home to do what he needed to do so that the world can be touched. And going out there, I already had some experience thinking, oh, I know how to do this. Let's go. Honest truth, it was retraining. It was a lot of rejection. It was, no, who? We don't know this guy. What are you talking about? Who? And moments like that are there to remind you that the consistency and the rejection go hand in hand.
Where did the rejection happen? In the States or in Nigeria? Where did you get most rejected?
I believe everywhere I've been, I've been graced with some rejection. Especially the Ghanaian guy who leaves his country. Nigeria was a big challenge. I moved to South Africa for a while and tried to break into the film industry. Did the same thing, and then moved to the States now, only because I felt like at the end of the day, if you're looking for the biggest platform, then that's where you also need to be. And it brings us right back to the consistency. If you keep going to the barber shop every single day, one day you will get a haircut. So one day something good is going to happen. You have to be consistent. You have to keep at it. Every piece of rejection should get you to the next stage, knowing that, it's okay if they don't want me, somebody else does.
Pretty interesting. Let us trace it back to when you left Ghana, where first did you set your eyes on?
The biggest platform that I could find, pardon me.
Yeah.
And also so that I could make a noise. I have always envisioned myself as an international actor, and what I've wanted to do is to be able to impact the world through that. So having left Ghana, I had just come out of a divorce at the time. I was looking to, wrong some rights and just make a living and a life for myself. I was also at a point where I was no longer growing. In fact, this is probably what gave birth to the idea completely. Because as a talent, you can only go that far. And if you get comfortable, you die. Every single day you have to grow. I had gotten to a point in my career where I was comfortable. I had the opportunity to choose my own scripts, I had pretty much every gig lined up all year round. George, you had the privilege of working on my calendar many times,
Yeah.
working on so many scripts that we would write for many events. Things were good. I was making money, driving the best cars, and living life. But you know what? Something in my heart kept saying that was not enough. It was not enough, and it wasn't about financial achievement or anything. Money is, money's not everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. So money's important. But this drive I keep talking about is coming from a place where you have something to offer the world, and you're sitting on it, and it's like every day God is like, that thing I gave you, this is
What
not.
are you doing with it?
Yeah, and that's what got me out there, and I've been very, there are no regrets because as an artist, I've grown. As a brand, I've been able to represent Ghana on some of the most competitive platforms. And the first thing they're going to ask, who's that? Yeah, oh, Ghana, right. Me being out there alone has helped turn many heads to this beautiful country. And I'll tell you something, they are interested. They're interested in our culture, in our problems, in our growth. And for me as an individual, it is about whatever I can take from the journey and everywhere else and bring that home.
You were doing great in Ghana, like you rightly said. And then all of a sudden, Chris was leaving. We knew that, Chris was married. You mentioned the divorce yourself. Some said that was what drove you out.
Uh-huh.
Was that it?
Well, I guess
Was it painful?
If the child's being stubborn, God's going to do whatever he's got to do to get you up out of your butt and do what you got to do to move to the next level, right? So we call that life. Maybe if I never had a divorce, maybe I'd still be here. It'd be a different path. It'd be a different journey. So again, no regrets.
Did a divorce hit you hard?
I believe that there is no divorce that anyone will go through that does not affect them in a hard way.
Has it made you change your notion about love?
I think that what life and love have taught me is that we're still all learning. Nobody has the answers. I personally don't wish to discuss where I am, but I will tell you that I'm a very experienced man. I will tell you that I'm probably the better version or the best version of myself or anything that I've known till now, because experience molds you.
You have a
teaches
little
you.
boy from that marriage.
I do.
How's he?
He's wonderful.
How old is he now?
He's going to be 8.
Has he got a girlfriend yet?
I keep asking him that because I want to make sure I have a close eye. I know how the young Atos can be. But he's growing. He is incredibly smart. Every second I look at him, it helps you go through the pain from that, the pain from whatever divorce, whatever. You look at him and it's like, no, we made a beautiful human being. And that person won't be here if, God doesn't make mistakes. Never.
You're in Hollywood now. You're in America. You're in the States now. That's where you live full time?
Well, I have a number of bases around the world, and America is one of the places that I'm working and privileged to be working from. It is also because I'm on a number of shows that demand that I'm there pretty much half throughout the year. There's a series that we just shot called A House Divided that was also nominated for a Daytime Emmy.
Oh, congratulations.
Charlie's Gordo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe not by choice, but I'm still very much a citizen of the world. When the work is in South Africa, I'm over there. When the work is in Canada, I've got something coming up now in Canada. The world's too small now for you to even say this is where I am.
A friend of mine once said that, look, every actor's ultimate goal is to make it in Hollywood, make it in the States, because once you break through there, the world is going to know your name.
Indeed.
How difficult is it getting through, making it in Hollywood? Getting noticed and getting featured on TV shows and in movies and stuff. How difficult is it, especially for this Ghanaian boy who nobody knows where he came from? Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'll start by saying everything is hard before it's easy. Everything is hard, and then it gets easier. And so, yeah, it wasn't easy. It still isn't. You will have to humble yourself. You will have to pay attention. You would have to throw away. It's like a glass. If the glass is full, then nothing can go in there. And if I sat in a place of, I know this already, and so on and so forth, then you can't grow. It's a different ball game.
So
It is.
what did you do when you walked into America? I am Chris Atto. I'm one of Ghana's finest actors. What did you do? Who did you
Well-
talk to? Which doors did you open?
I started to look for an agent and manager. One of the things that my late partner Betty also very much encouraged was the fact that she saw a lot of talent in me, and she kept saying, "You have to go to Hollywood. You know, even if it doesn't work out, at least you tried." And that has also taught me that maybe a plan B is not something that you should make. If this is what you want, then fight for that. Focus on that. We are all blessed with the God factor, and with your mouth as you speak, you may manifest. So it's important to remember those things. I went into an audition, the very first audition I went into. I thought I knew it. You know, I walked in there and everything, and there's a bunch of there's a panel of casting directors, and I went in there and I did my thing. And usually I've been used to the fact that they'll talk to you. Out here when I do an audition, or if I've ever done one in the past, they'll talk to you. Oh yeah, it was great. I did this, and it was silence in the room, silence of the lambs. I'm like, did they like it? Did they not like it? I'll tell you now, I sucked. And that was at the level that I thought I was a master, so it took retraining. It took getting back into school. It took finding new management. It took understanding again what the purpose of storytelling is, what the purpose of the actor is. It's not about anything we're doing. We're asking you to look at the reflection, and the reflection is basically human society. These are our stories. People now walk into a cinema, and it's not just about entertainment. People are educated also from visuals. It's such an exciting time to be a part of something like this when you truly understand what it is that we're doing.
Very interesting. So, which was your first, proper, was it a TV show or a movie? Which was the first, and how did you get it?
After several, and I mean several auditions, like you said rightfully, nobody knows you.
Yeah.
And the truth is, a lot of actors out here sometimes feel like if they're being asked to audition, then there's something wrong with that. I'll tell you right now, part of your job as an actor is to audition. It's not about you. It's about the character.
Yeah.
Do you look right for the part? The director needs to see that. It's not about anything you know. And once you also start to understand these things, then you're doing your job. And that's really what it means to be a working actor in Hollywood.
Interesting. So which was the first?
The first was A Zombie Named Ted. The first was A Zombie Named Ted. It was a movie that was being shot in the mountains of Virginia. I got it when I did a project called The Rangers out in the States. And I was very blessed to have a Ghanaian brother with me, Kobe Maxwell, who at the time helped me get into the audition. And we did the audition, and the director absolutely loved me. And, the journey through that movie, in fact, is what's confirmed for me that I can do this. It's not very different, but once you learn the way things are needed to do there, I can do this.
Were you the zombie?
At some point. There you go.
Chris the zombie. Yeah, some zombies can be fine. So what? You were a zombie at some point?
At some point, the character
okay.
does turn. From there, I went on to do other shows like A House Divided, Lace. And Lace just literally just announced their second season, so thank God for that. This is how it happens. Again, consistency.
You mentioned your partner and manager. She discovered you?
The person I was referring to was my late partner, Betty.
Betty. Okay.
Yes.
Your we should quote unquote your second wife.
Well,
The late.
Betty is how I'd like to refer to her.
We're sorry about that. What really happened? If you want to talk about it.
A lot of things have also taught me that sharing on these things are maybe and shouldn't be my primemost objective. As much as I'd like to share, it comes back to hurt some of the people in my life and people I love. And I want to always celebrate her on any platform that asks. She was a very wonderful person. She was a very encouraging, loving woman. She was the embodiment of if you had a dream, then it's for a reason. She used to say something to me that, what if God put this dream in your heart just to show you how great he can be? And I remember responding, I said, what if he put it there to show me how great I can be? It's the same thing. And nothing you feel in your heart is by chance. If you're feeling it, then God is saying this is what you're meant to do. That is who we're talking about. And, I'd like to just leave it alone there. I'd like to celebrate her and the wonderful things that she, shared with me and the moments we shared. And that's pretty much it.
Do you miss her?
Every day.
I was going to ask if you were ever a person of interest in the case, because, yes, we did read that she was murdered, but maybe we should move on. Oh.
Well, yes, but I'll take advantage and quickly say, and I have said it on a few other platforms, when your partner dies, you are a person of interest, because they would talk to loved ones. But that, again, should by all means not make you a suspect. We talk a lot. And then we print a lot, even without verifying. I'll say it right here. I've never been a suspect in that case. I absolutely loved her.
Is the case closed? Everything done?
The police are still working on it. It's still an open case. So,
our deepest condolences again.
Thank you.
You couldn't come down for Dad's funeral.
I couldn't come down for my father's funeral. The last time I saw my dad was probably in 2018, and I remember he. The older you get, they know, because the last time I hugged him, he kept saying, make sure you come back and see me, make sure you come back and see me. And then he said, make sure I can go Jamestown. That's right. That was hard, not being able to be here for that. I was stuck in a number of projects. I was also in a place where I think that I wanted to mourn alone.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Again, our deepest condolences, man. Have you ever thought of writing a book, a story? Look, 10 years of your life, man. It's a blockbuster.
Indeed, George. I am thinking about it. In fact, I'll reach out to some writers right now. If you're out there and you can help me put this in something, why not? I've spoken about it with a number of publishing houses. So we might be working on something. I just feel like the journey is not done. And there may be a few more things that I want to do and add to the chapters before actually writing it out. But I'm hoping that whatever I've gone through can touch somebody's life in a positive way.
What brought you back home?
I mean, home is always going to be home. I'm always a son of the soil. Doesn't matter where I am Ghana, in and out. And I'll always come home. At the moment, I'm excited because I'm bringing some projects back home. We're looking at shooting a sitcom, which would be with Tygon Studios.
Yeah.
We're talking about that now. We're shooting a series also called CJ between here and the States. And what also I'm very excited about is I'm bringing a producer named Angela White. She's going to be shooting a number of features here. All this helps create a few more opportunities also, and then a chance for everyone out here to learn, especially those in the industry to learn.
When are you looking at going back?
I am always in and out. In fact, one of the things I don't like about this is I can be here on a Monday and I'm on a plane between Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday you're doing whatever, and then Friday you're back here. But I'm always going to be at home, the food alone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my fufu.
You haven't eaten fufu since you came?
Oh, I've been eating fufu since I came every single day. It's
That's
just
what we're
not
talking
enough.
about. Chris, welcome back home. Let me bring the panel into the conversation. Uncle Ken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's appropriate that I start from Uncle Ken. Your son is home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
With all that he's been through, I mean, he's still been forging ahead. His father always encourages people.
Wow.
I mean, I remember Uncle Fred, and he will always encourage you in whatever you do. I got to know Chris's father from GAM. George, do you know GAM?
Ghana Union of
Ghana advertising.
Ghana Advertising.
There you go.
that's GAM.
GAM.
Hey, that wasn't what you said.
That's what.
Yes.
It was an advertising company, you know. And Chris's father was their photographer.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
And I did a few ads for GAM. Chris Omabo and his wife Nana
Yeah.
were there as well at the time. And I'm so proud of Chris because a young man having to go through these, you know, turbulences in life and being able to stay true to, you know, form and forge ahead, we can only congratulate him. But Chief, you see, you've awoken the dead. You asked of my nieces. And you see, one of them said me just to tell you that they are well alive and kicking.
It's not because Chris is in the studio.
Well, that's the point. You see, it's Chris that brought them.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
my
that's good.
innocent
Yes, that's why
inquiry. Yeah.
They said to ask Chris.
Oh, okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says to ask you, what kind of roles have you been playing in the States? And then further went ahead to specify, have you played any African roles in the States?
You know what? I've played everything from doctor to assassin to
Assassin.
In fact, I really enjoy the assassin one.
I'll
make-
make
I'll-
babyface assassin.
Yeah.
I'll make reference to one particular film that we shot. It's actually found. You can find it on YouTube. It's called Somniphobia, which is basically the loss of sleep or not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
It was a short that was made in, basically in conjunction with the production company that may be making the feature in a couple of years, 3 years hopefully. And in Somniphobia, I play an African doctor. Actually, he's a psychic who has not just the Western knowledge, but also the African traditional knowledge. He literally is a son of a fetish priest. So he has the abilities to do certain things. And again, for me, that was one of the attractions to this. I'm like, I get to sell my country.
Exactly,
and what we do
exactly.
and what we believe in.
Yeah.
So that would be an example. You can check that out. Go and watch it on YouTube. It's called Somniphobia. And then at least when the feature comes out, you can check it out.
Please, he didn't say saminiphobia.
Somniphobia.
Not samini. For those of you who are typing samini. It has nothing to do with samini. Not saminiphobia.
But I'm still looking forward to playing all kinds of roles. Superhero roles, dad roles.
Oh, there's vacancy for Black
roles.
Panther, isn't there?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. And, like I said, you keep going to the barbershop every single day.
One day
you're
you'll
gonna
get a haircut. Chris Atto as Black Panther. That would be something.
That'll be awesome, man.
That would be something.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, before I come in, talk
Yes.
about haircuts.
But you are in.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're coming to Sadiq. I just want,
Yeah.
I mean, Chris obviously still extremely well groomed. For guys who always appear very well groomed, how often do they cut their hair? Is it like every time you're stepping out? I mean, I want that because like a week and my hair is all messy. And I'm asking myself, if I were a public figure, how do I
but
keep
you
my-
are a public figure.
You are.
No, not of the stature of Chris.
Yeah.
Well.
You mean you're not a ladies man? Of
You.
course,
You
Uncle
see-
Kesnis's feedback actually.
You do look good as you're sitting there now. I mean, I would advise that obviously, look, it's 2022. Without even defining where you are, it is a good idea to make a good presentation wherever you go.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
look good, clean your nails.
That's
Get a good haircut. Always look right. It's just like they say, if it's good on the inside, then it's good on the outside.
Yes, Sadiq.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's good to be back. I saw Chris last week.
Your voice is still not back.
It's back. It's back
week
like
was
well, it's back. It's back. I saw him last week, and,
Yeah.
and, quite Kwame Swift,
Yeah.
was speaking to me. He pulled me aside and was telling me of how Chris is back and he's back to do a number of projects, and they would want us to have a conversation regarding his comeback. I felt good about it because every time that I've noticed Chris come back to do a project, he comes in with a lot of new ideas and does a lot of things. We noticed how he did the Showtime at a point, stopped, and we didn't see Chris again. And when he came back, he was coming back with rhythms, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, a number of the things that he's been involved with has been great.
Yeah.
Before he took a break from it, so really looking forward to his comeback. I'm really looking forward to whatever collaborations that we could, work on together.
Chief,
Yeah, it's good to meet Chris in person.
Never met him.
what, is this your first time?
Well, actually, I'm sure I may have seen him at a program
seen
or
each
so, but
other.
I was
Yeah.
going to say growing up watching him, but that would make make me young and him old. So, but let's say that he's paid his dues.
Yeah,
he's
he
paid
has,
his
he
dues,
sure
no
has.
doubt about that.
Yeah.
If you talk about the new age of actors and event hosts, many of us would remember him for the many shows he hosted.
Yeah.
Sometimes co-hosted with another remarkable personality, Jessica Opariso. We remember the chemistry between
I
the
think that was
two.
Malika, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Malaika, yeah.
Charterhouse, a lot of Charterhouse events
Rhythms.
as well.
Yeah.
Rhythms,
Yeah.
So Chris is someone who has really paid his
Rhythms
dues.
on
Yeah.
the run.
And
No, Rhythm is a show.
Rhythms, the TV show Rhythms. Yeah.
yeah, and his presentation, his demeanor, his branding, his polishing, and it's good that he's working to represent us out there. We know that Hollywood is it's a cutthroat industry, and even for the Americans and even for established actors. We see the glamour, we see the actors on stage and all of that, and everyone wants to be as popular as them. But the amount of work that they put in, the work ethic, and I'm glad Chris talked about the fact that with all his acclaim in Ghana, he went there and he still had to retrain, because acting is a profession, and I like the fact that he said working actor.
Exactly.
Because I think that maybe because our industry is not as strong over here, people are not building, extensive careers out of it. The professionalism that goes into the art form of training to be an actor, and you actually see it, when you watch some of our movies.
Yeah.
Maybe not our local movies, because I think that when it comes to the local movies, somehow the acting really is very good. Or some of them, they're really very good. But when it comes to, some of the movies that we try to do with, more complex scripts where you have to embody the character, and whether it is method acting or whatever kind of acting, the kind of professionalism you need is missing. Maybe because we don't have people that come through our training institutions and find themselves in the industry. We talk about how the theater art trains a lot of people in acting. Nafti does acting to do there, or is just the technical aspect?
Mostly
Just
technical.
acting. Yeah,
Mostly
yeah.
technical.
Some-
Yeah.
Some acting.
Some acting,
Yeah.
right? So
Performing arts focuses more on
more
acting.
on
Yeah.
but a lot
Yeah.
of them really
Yeah.
not even end up in the industry
Yeah.
anyway. So I'm glad that he's seen that experience, he's talking about it, and he's bringing it also back here. And I've heard about Angela and what she's also doing. I'm glad that she's actually connected to Chris. So yes, Chris, you've paid your dues. We appreciate what you've done. And
Lovely.
we wish you the best as you keep going to the barbering shop, the barber shop.
Chris, do you remember the
Hopefully
first time you
get that
interviewed me?
Big Hollywood break.
Do you recall the first time you interviewed me?
Probably on Taxi Driver.
But do you remember when and where?
Showtime interview.
Showtime,
It was at the studios.
No,
Somewhere
it
in
wasn't at the
Atlanta.
studios.
No.
Chris had chased me for around that time I was a bigger star than him. You can't just get to Abuja. You have to book weeks ahead.
People still call you Awaji.
The Indomie people are coming. The Indomie generation are coming.
They don't know about
They don't know what we are talking about.
Kenny J. Dems.
Chris had chased me for a while, and he finally caught up with me at the University of Ghana. So we had that interview somewhere around the International Students Hostel, on their car park. Yes, you do remember? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We were talking 2002. Sometime thereabouts it was. And then later on, we would meet at Charterhouse and become colleagues. And we've been family ever since.
There for a while.
We've been there for yeah.
George
Yeah.
is actually responsible for a lot of the ways I may end up presenting a lot of things now, because he was responsible for writing my scripts for so long, like a decade or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
You know?
a lot of time.
So George
yes.
has also paid his dues.
We have worked. We have worked. We have worked.
Attack with
He has.
We have
He
worked.
has.
We have
He
worked.
has.
We have worked.
You know, I'm so glad that you mentioned that. I'll just quickly say, George, and I know we don't have as much time,
Yeah.
but I say this honestly and earnestly from my heart, because the minute you start having kids anyway, your everything changes.
Everything
You're thinking
changes.
about the next generation, and teaching is something that I know I'm going to do.
Great.
I'm so happy to share what this knowledge is and what this profession really is. And it's
Yeah.
not about the glitz and the glamour and the
No,
fame.
no, it's
and
not.
all those are okay. But to truly understand what you're doing there in the moment, what you're doing as a storyteller, what you're doing from an educated point of view, what you're doing from a historical point of view is incredible. And that's what this really is about. And the place of the actor today is as important as any other profession. So I am definitely going to be looking into teaching. I want to share this knowledge. I want to work with young actors that are going to shine as well. You know, I've often said this is the best way I think that I can give back, you know,
To
be able to-
society.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Let me get a little personal. Do girls worry you?
Isn't it obvious?
No, it's not. I wouldn't know. How should I know?
Uncle, how did you know?
Uncle Ken, how do you know?
How did you know?
Uncle Ken, do girls worry you?
Isn't the niece
obvious?
just sent a message?
I'm also interested in Uncle Ken's
Uncle
one.
Ken, do girls worry you?
Uncle, do girls worry you?
One voice. Uncle Ken, do girls worry you?
Yeah, nobody's interested.
Please, producer says you should answer the question. Uncle Ken, do girls worry
You
you?
don't have to
No,
come
but-
here and force me to answer.
But the thing about Uncle Ken has a voice recognition, not a face recognition.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
Thank you.
No, I take offense to that.
you. On
Wait.
behalf of Uncle Ken.
No,
No,
but
on
he's
behalf
very-
of the
he's very
friends,
right.
the ladies' friends of Uncle Ken, we take offense.
All right,
to
let's get back to Chris. Chris, do girls worry you?
I mean, yes.
What are they looking for?
slide into his DMs.
You know,
I like that phrase.
What do they usually say to you? What do they ask you?
Valentino said that women especially are in love with the image of me that they see on screen and not me. Most of the women that I meet may not know anything about me. They are in love with the roles that I've played and the characters that they've seen on screen, and that will naturally gravitate them to you. And for me, I think it's always a blessing, male, female, child, whoever comes up to me and says, hey, I saw a movie, I enjoyed it, whatever it is, it's a grateful moment.
Are you looking at getting married again anytime soon?
Testing and saying that we are not complaining.
You,
We like it like that.
I actually asked because I see some messages.
They say we are not
Yeah.
complaining.
Chris, are you looking at getting married again anytime soon, or have you washed your hands off totally?
Well, as much as I like to share, I keep saying I think I'll leave my personal life in where it needs to be.
This one says, say hello to my fellow Blow B 96-year group. This is Eddie White, Chris Atto of Accra Academy 1996-year group. Yeah, that's Eddie White right there. Okay.
Blow.
Yeah. Where can I get his movies? Need to watch them now. Titles, please. Nana Kwesi, send that one in.
I think some will be on Sparrow Station.
Nana
I
Kwesi.
can help.
Yeah,
I can help.
you can help him. Okay.
Well, one of the things that I'm working on currently is a show called Dede, which is truly interesting. George Quaye is also on it.
Yeah.
You can find it on.
You're getting into Dede.
I'm getting into
Yeah,
Dede.
exactly. No. What Uncle Ken? What I can tell you, did this season 2 and the seasons that will
trouble.
follow?
Yeah, this is
Crazy.
Trouble.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. Check it out. It's going to be
Nice
launched
one.
soon.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask about Ken.
On,
And
Aquaba.
I was going
Yeah.
to pose the question and ask, why is Ken so coy? I
Ken, I think too many years in London. Just very
mean, yeah.
And then, there's. I thought you were going to ask. It seems like you work a lot with Shelley.
You mean Ken?
No, you.
Oh, I do.
I mean, you have a like close.
No, apart from
working
Perfect
relationship.
Picture.
I mean, that's now family one way or the other.
exactly,
you know?
it's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to work with anybody. We just finished a film. I just shot a film with Famous.
Yeah.
Out in LA and here. The work is the work, and that's the thing. If it's a good script, and it always starts with a good script.
Yeah.
A good script versus a great movie.
Yeah.
But George, I'm not sure if I finished answering your question.
No, you didn't.
Tell me again.
Oh, the one about if you're looking forward to getting you married again.
Oh, the one after that.
Oh, there was another
nice
one after that.
Nice one.
Where to find his movies?
We brushed that.
Where
Oh,
to find
relax,
my movies? There you go.
I know what I'm asking.
Listen, it's so easy, and maybe that's also another reason why you see me do what I'm doing. You
Yeah.
Go on any of the streaming platforms, Netflix, Amazon Prime, put in Chris Atto, and you will find some of my movies to watch. The movies like Sylvia, 50, series like 50, One Fine Day. There are a few. So check them out, enjoy them. Information is easy to find these days.
Interesting discussion, GQ. When you're listening to Basket Mod, anytime he's performing on stage after saying a joke, he will quickly also say, "This is a joke," so not to offend anybody. I think Chris should quickly have said, "This is a joke," to prevent him from the. Oh, okay,
No, he
that's
said it. He
that's
said
in
it.
relation to Chris Rock.
Chris
Well,
said
he
it.
did
Oh,
say that.
This is a G.I. Jane joke.
Oh, that was another
Chris, did you follow that?
Yes, I
Did you follow?
did.
What's your
Oh,
take
boy.
on all that thing, that Will Smith, Chris Rock conversation? And what position do you think it puts our comedians in? Are they going to, is it going to put them at risk of being attacked on stage? Could it?
I think comedians are always at risk of, of anything. As long as you're standing there, I honestly think that, as much as it can be great entertainment and great gossip, I want to also highlight that brother is going through something. And I would say, instead of gossip and so on, maybe pray for Will Smith when you think about him, because that brother is going through something. What makes a man premeditatedly get up from his chair and walk how many feet and do what he did? And I'm not saying that it wasn't warranted in one way or the other, but there's a place and a time for everything. Violence is not going to be condoned in any way. Yes, it happens, but of course, this is an opportunity for us to therefore teach our kids again that violence is not the answer. There are many ways that he could have dealt with
the situation.
And I honestly think no matter what it is, whether it's the honor of your woman, whatever it is, this may affect his career. And if you're with a woman that truly cares about you, that's probably who should have held you down when you got up. And that's why I bring it back to
That's
the
profound,
brother.
actually.
Deep.
The brother is going through something.
Yeah.
It what else makes a man do that? So maybe more prayer for people like Will Smith. It can happen to you, it can happen to anybody.
Please say that line again. I need it. If you are with a woman who cares about you, she will do what?
Hold you back.
Hold you
She
back.
will train you.
Say, baby, it's
You're making
okay.
yourself-
It's okay. Let it go.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah. Not the woman who's always comparing you to Tupac.
There you go.
Wow,
Yo.
George.
Which
Can't
is
wait to
disagrees.
see Chris in Dede. Monday will be lit. This is Kokui. Kokui, I didn't say it was starting this Monday.
Exactly.
Please slow down for me. I haven't said it's starting this Monday. This one says, please ask Chris, what was his most successful commercial Hollywood movie that he's been a part of so far?
It's actually yet to come out. It's called
Okay.
A Long Lost Daughter. It's going to be out sometime later this year. I would also say, if anybody's wondering what the work is that I'm doing on the other side, is like, go on my IMDb. If you check out Chris Atto on IMDb, you'll be able to see all these other movies.
Good day, George.
When
Comedy.
he says commercially successful, does it mean commercial in his pocket or the wider box office?
You don't worry, we've got the answer. When the movie comes out, we'll know. So, good day, George. Comedy is comedy. Every medical condition has been made fun of from people who list. Okay, I think I read this one early on. Okay, Chris, we're going. Your fans are out there. I mean, any final thoughts before we say goodbye?
Maybe too many. I would take advantage to, maybe also remind listeners right now that if you have something that, like I said early on, if you have something you believe is yours and you have to share with the world, take advantage and do that now. Consistency and rejection go hand in hand. So remember that, if you're heading somewhere, you will face both. Right now, I'm working on a number of things, George. I'm heading back to the U.S. to shoot on a show called Snap, and it's for AMC. It's also one of my first lead roles, so there's more to come. I'm excited about the sitcom I mentioned. Something that I'm also excited about that I feel is truly Ghanaian. If you check out my necklace here, this is something made by Okosi Owusu-Ansah
Yeah.
jewelry, and I'm bringing out a line in it. It's going to be a Chris Atto line under that. It's a Jinyame symbol, and in fact, the all the Dinkra symbols. And we're highlighting that to the world. I'm always constantly thinking of ways that we could keep putting Ghana on the map. That's going to be launched soon, so look forward to it.
We'll look forward to that. There's one quick question before we wrap it up. Some are opining that you left the Ghanaian movie industry because you don't find it good enough, that there were too many problems. Is that your opinion? And when you look at it today, what do you see?
What I see is hope. What I see is an industry that cannot be killed. We have too much culture. We have too much culture and too many rich stories. And we have people like myself that are passionate about the industry that would not allow it to die, and that are now better trained to make sure the industry gets to where it needs to get to. I have never left the Ghanaian industry. I just made a film with Famous. I am still working on Dede. I am here, but I'm here and everywhere. What I would also suggest is, instead of worry about whose fault it is and what the problems are, let's be the change we want to see. What's wrong with the Ghanaian movie industry? You think something's wrong with it? Okay, let's do something about it together. Let's get there. Ghana, I'm going to reach out here. Let's be more positive as a country, as a people, as a nation, because we are all connected. We are all connected. More positivity, I think, will get us where we need to be.
You're sounding like a politician. Are you considering going into politics now? Do you have any political dreams?
I think that if there was any, I'm in line to take over my father's, another paramount chief of Jamestown. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because for me, that puts me in a position to bring actual change and to, again, make things better.
So we can say,
That was Nico Joato.
Chris, yes, Niku Juato. Niku Juama Ato, yeah. The AMA is important.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. The AMA is important.
Because George,
Yeah.
yes, he was
Yeah,
paramount
he
chief of
Jamestown.
Jamestown.
So we are looking at Chris Ato, the possible incoming paramount chief of Jamestown.
No, George is a
Indeed.
prince, right?
Yes,
Yeah, then
he's
he
a prince.
can legitimately brand himself as the real prince of Africa.
Ah,
Exactly.
there you go. This is exactly how I introduce myself in the room. Prince Akim.
If you know, you
The
know.
legitimate prince of
If
Africa.
you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Forget about it.
Shots fired.
Oh, no shots fired.
If you be the same about.
I swear. Chris, thank you so very much. I mean, it's been good. Sadiq, what did he say?
Okay, let's move on.
What did he say? Chief Movement, what did you say?
Because if you about Philip, you are telling.
But Chris, thank you very much. And gentlemen, thank you very much. Ken, we're gone. Any final words?
I
Yeah.
am so happy
Yeah.
that Chris has actually come back to help his brother and his partner in their, venture.
Yes.
Dede.
Yes.
I find that very, very, very nice, because they're doing marvelously.
Yeah.
Like you said, people
Yeah.
are complaining about the industry.
But people are
These
also doing
folks
something about it.
are
You're not complaining, you're
always
spot on.
spot on
There
and
you go.
working hard and creating lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping them out.
Thank you.
Alaji.
I mean, for me, really looking forward to the comeback, and particularly the teaching parts.
Yeah,
It's always
it's
important.
very,
that,
very exciting,
more
very key.
experience and insightful people, particularly those that are exposed to how it's done in more matured market, continue to come back and transfer their knowledge back to those of us that are here. I think it's always one of the surest ways to elevate industry. Looking forward to that.
Chief.
So looking forward, our industry is expanding, so we need
Yeah.
more content, more quality as much as we can, and we're happy that we celebrate Chris and we wish him the best in his acting enterprise and also on his, chieftaincy ambition. On that note, I want to wish all my fellow Muslims, including Babat, we're starting
Yes,
our Ramadan tomorrow.
Yes, Ramadan
Yes,
begins
so
tomorrow.
we're-
Yes.
we are praying for the blessings of Ramadan for the country.
Yes.
And to also serve notice to Philip that next week, you have to start arranging the iftar meal so that right after the show we can hit our stomachs with some
But
buko.
you'll be our prayer point. This is it. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
how long is the fasting
And your
going
Sobite
on?
will send the
29
prayers.
29, 30
29,
29 or
30
30 days.
and after which Sadiq will bring me my.
Salah.
No, that one is the after that. This one
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So he's
Afterwards.
looking forward to the end.
no, this one.
think it's
this
the Salah
is
we're-
not the
we're
meat
all
Salah,
waiting
it's
for.
the second
Oh,
one.
but
You
still.
get his stew and-
You get his stew and
Let's
his meat.
stew.
So you start
Yeah.
marking the days. Tomorrow you mark it one. You do
All right.
side down.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. And special thanks to Whitney Bwachemans and Adolf as well for joining us. Not forgetting Uncle Tommy Anam Forsen, who also joined us. The show was produced by my man Philip Nye. Proud Labadi boy. Yes.
Oh, he's
Philip-
also a prince.
yeah, no, he's not. You're a prince of where? Prince of where?
Oh,
Which
Is
Philip?
there an Asafo
Prince.
equivalent in the...
Are you two going to become the new Labadi chief?
Oh, for where? No, please. Anita, thank you very much. Crispy, thank you very much. Coming up, the legendary Belay comes up next with Flashback. But before I go away, the show was proudly brought to you by Ghana's most reliable mobile telecommunications network, MTN, everywhere you go, and Superstar multi-fruit drink from Casapreco Company Limited. Today is the birthday of a very, very special woman. Very, very, very special woman. This one says, a happy birthday to our prayer director, alto leader, Sofomame, counselor, lady pastor, Mrs. Monica Owusu Ansa. That's Mama Monica of Daughters of Glorious Jesus fame. You know her. I mean, she's been guiding them and inspiring them and, making things happen for them. So today being Mama Monica's birthday, I figured, we should wish her before we go away. Gentlemen, thank you all so very much. God richly bless you. The news is up next, and then